Hello, love beams. How are we? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and I trust this video finds you so well this weekend. On my side, as a lot of you ask me, it's been a really powerful week, actually. There's been so many high-flying moments, but also there's been a few harsh bumps to earth this week. With that in mind, I'd like to take this opportunity to just wish my good friend, Adrian Jackson, who is fighting with all he's got at the moment to get out of hospital right now. So just continuing to send so much love to you, light and healing energy to you, my friend. Okay, get well soon. We are thinking about you. And yeah, you're constantly being blasted by all of our energy, my friend. So please do look after yourself. Can't wait to see you soon. On that note, I'm actually going to be doing a video on in and around the healing that we've been doing. So my Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis group on Facebook has been carrying out some extraordinary healing work, because due to a number of people that have been sick. So I may have mentioned it on here, maybe not, but one of my good friends' mum very recently was taken into hospital and put on ventilation and stuff. So we did quite a lot of work on her. Now, obviously, it's Adrian, and there have been a couple of other people as well. So if you would like to be part of that, if you would like to join the group, please just go to the description below this video, and the link will be there for you to join. Just come in with an open mind is all I'm going to say. We do some really quite powerful stuff. So but anybody is welcome. You do not need to be a healer, you do not need to be spiritual, you just need to have an open mind, and we will be there to help you and support you through your journey. So ladies and gents, let's talk about it. Are you stuck in a rut? Are you conscious of the rut that you are stuck in? Or do you always just end up being back where you started and not really knowing the why behind it? Well, first and foremost, just so that I can speak freely in my language, as it's my YouTube channel, this rut that you or we refer to, in my language, I call it a loop. It's just something that came to me a long time ago, and it makes sense to me that we just end up going through a loop rather than digging a hole and sitting at the bottom of it. We actually just go around in a loop. So at this point going forwards, I'm going to be talking about it in the sense of living in a loop. Okay, so right now I can feel all of my members and all of my clients rolling their eyes. I love you guys, honestly, I really do, but I can feel it. Oh, here she goes again. She's on one of those. So let's start with a really basic scenario. Let's say that you are in a group on Facebook. Maybe it's my group, maybe it's somebody else's group, or you're on Telegram or something like that. And you see or hear something in there that you just don't like. It goes against everything that you stand for. Then maybe that manifests into a feeling in your stomach, or you get hot, or you just get maybe clammy hands or something like that. You just really become uncomfortable. So before we go any further, ladies and gents, let's take a bit of ownership right now. Can you all let me know by either hitting the thumbs up button or popping a comment below this video, to let me know that you resonate with actually having that happen at some point in your life? Now, maybe it wasn't in a group, maybe it was with a partner. Quite a common one, that one. Maybe it was with a friend. Maybe it was with a family member. Again, that's quite common at the moment. Or maybe it's something similar. If you want to share the who, please share the who below, but you can just pop a thumbs up or a yep, I resonate with that below. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you have all felt that feeling at some point. Now, what happens from here when that recognition of pain or emotion or whatever that feeling is that occurs in your body? You will basically go searching for a record in your past to justify the action or the words that you are about to step into. So maybe your default reaction is losing your stuff and getting really angry. Maybe it's walking off in a mood. Whatever your reaction is normally, this is about bringing it up into your consciousness, okay? So what do I mean? about this going searching for a record in the past. Think about an old-fashioned jukebox right now. It's got lots of records, and then basically you put the number in and it goes along and it grabs the record and then it takes it and it drops it in. That's what I'd like you to think about as we're going through this. So we basically all have our own records, like stacks and stacks and stacks of records in our own jukebox. But our records don't hold music. Our jukebox hold our feelings and our emotions. So when somebody challenges you with something that is not in your belief system, you are going to go searching as hard as you possibly can, normally in a nanosecond, for a record of the past that resonates with the feeling that you are currently experiencing. So you'll go, oh my gosh, I remember when I felt this angry. Go back, pull out that record and drop it in, and then boom, you justify the reaction that you take. So a little example here, maybe when your parent or your teacher told you that you should be seen and not heard. Something to think about, hey? This, my friends, is what I refer to as ego. We all have one. And from my personal perspective, I do not believe or desire to ever get rid of it. Now, I'm sure that there are many people out there that would disagree with this. However, like I said, this is just purely my perspective, and you can take it or leave it. If it resonates, fabulous. If it doesn't, that's absolutely fine. You stick with what you truly believe. The reason I believe that we should, get to know our ego rather than try and burn it or get rid of it or dismantle it, is it's a part of us. It's our memories. It's our jukebox. It's our memories, it's our feelings, it's our emotions. So quite frankly, why would you want to get rid of it? The key enabler to stepping out of a loop or a rut is to recognize that you are in one and that the old emotions are coming up as protection to keep you safe. Once you recognize that this is your stuff, remember, no one else can make you feel anything. It's your choice how you feel, how you react. You are choosing to feel that way. Now, I appreciate it's a very tough pill to swallow, and I've been shouted at many times for having this discussion. However, it's about taking ownership and figuring out how best to befriend your ego. Recognize all of the things that stop you, that hold you in that loop. Recognize what you need to do to be able to work with it so it can actually assist you and your journey and your growth. The loop that you instantly thought of earlier when I asked if you were stuck in a rut or a loop, go and take a look at that scenario. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and just make some notes on it. Look at it now with fresh eyes. Were there warning signs? Did you feel that anger, that hurt, that pain or similar coming up in you before you took the steps back into that same loop? Be honest with yourself. No one's going to know. And the only person that you're kidding, if you're not honest with yourself, my loves, is you. The person that looks back at you in the mirror. You must take ownership of what you are doing and recognize that this is creating a block or a loop in your life. It's purely the first step in the process to take the ownership. Look at what other choices you are making around that scenario that could also be impacting and keeping you in that loop. So let me give you a scenario. Let's use a scenario of a relationship. So how can I possibly take ownership of every person that I've ever dated leaving me? You know, why did they end it? I can't take responsibility for that. That's them. They made that choice. They may have made that choice. But have you thought about the person who you showed up to be? Have you thought about the person you were choosing to be in a relationship with? Were you aligned with that person? Did you want the same things as that person? Did you purposefully, unconsciously decide to go for someone who's emotionally unavailable? All reasonable questions. Were you being protected? It's a question I often ask myself. And I suggest you start asking it too. There are so many areas to consider on this journey. Your ego will have you repeat the same mistake over and over and over and over again because it feels familiar. We know what's coming. We don't want to be wrong. So if we go through the same familiar loop, we'll always end up with the same result. It knows where it stands. If it knows it's always going to fail, great. It doesn't feel very nice as a human, but that's basically what we're doing. We're setting ourselves up for that. You will push people away. You will sabotage your finances. You will sabotage relationships or maybe even your health by choosing to remain in a loop that most people don't even realize that they're in. It's always other people's fault. It's always, well, if that person hadn't done that, I wouldn't have done that. Now, as you guys know, I love this subject so much. It is a huge passion of mine. Why is it a huge passion of mine? Because this is where I came from. This is absolutely where I came from. I didn't realize the kind of things that were holding me back, the choices that I were making. I thought it was everybody else. As my Self-Love Club members will tell you, the first month of my 12-month program, where we focus on all of this, is probably the most challenging. It's really quite a tough month. Most of them do not like me during that month at all. It's a real awakening journey. An awakening journey to self that most, even if they feel that they have no loops and they are super conscious and they're super awake, they will realize quite how many they are stuck in unknowingly. Now, because I love you all, my incredible tribe on YouTube, I'm inviting you to join in an exclusive Zoom call on the 19th of January, where I'm going to be sharing the ins and outs about my brand new 8-week program that is coming out. I've been receiving messages for a few years now, non-stop, asking for a program that can be accessed at any time that is shorter, whereby I guide you through the processes. Well, ladies and gents, you asked, and here it is. This is your opportunity. As you know, my 12-month membership program only opens its door for 72 hours a year. I know. It's 72 hours a year. That's all it opens for. And that's in June. So if you miss it, that's another year gone, which is not so much fun for people that actually want to jump in and do the work. So this is a program that is basically going to offer you an opportunity at any time you can start this 8-week program. There is a little process that you need to step through to be able to go through it. But you know, that can be done in a day very, very quickly. So basically at any time you can access this content and basically get going on your journey for an 8-week program. Now, if you decide to join us on the night for the exclusive launch event, there is going to be a huge, extremely amazing discount being offered on the price for the first 24 hours. However, just to caveat that, guys, you can buy this program at any time through the year and start working on it at any time through the year. So all of the details will be shared on the evening, and I'm very proud as to what has been achieved with this. I'm not sure if any of my coaches will watch this video, but I put my coaches through it and they were blown away by what happened, you know, in this very short 8-week program. So if you're ready to go on a journey, you know, this was a very, very, very long time coming. And the reason it took me such a long period of time to break down everything into 8 weeks, you know, like my program is a 12-month program. So to break everything down into 8 weeks, I really had to make sure that it would guarantee the results. Absolutely guarantee the results, because the beautiful thing about my 12-month program is, although it seems like a long time, people inevitably screw up and they've early, and then they go, oh my God, look what I've done. And then we've got enough time to get them back. The people that go through my 12-month program, they don't recognize themselves, even if they're the most conscious, spiritually aware people at the start of it. By the time they finish it, they don't recognize themselves. I guess that's what happens when you spend 12 months with someone. So I needed to make sure that this 8-week program was going to give people that absolute catapult that I would require for the kind of results that I like to get from my clients. So it has been a long time coming. However, I am so proud of what has been done. Like, I am so, so proud of what has been done. We are in a huge time of ascension right now. So we require the tools to be accessed that are going to be game changers. You know, Self-Love Club has been game changing for so many people. So if you would like to sign up for the email communications and join the, maybe join the exclusive launch event on the night, please do check out the description, because all of the details for Self-Love Mastery, which is what the program is called, is in there. Will you be one of the people, the first people brave enough to take on the 8-week program and change your life completely? Well, I hope to see some of you on the inside anyway. Okay, so let's quickly go back to the relationship scenario just to round up. So what was your involvement in it? As I have mentioned many times over the years, through my personal journey, I looked back over my relationships and recognized what a pain in the arse I was. I had to take ownership for it. And that is why I have taken as much time out as I have from a relationship, to make sure that the ego that has created all of the drama and all of the responses that I went through, believing that they were normal, I hasten to add, have been addressed, to make sure that the next person I am with, I can be everything I choose to be, therefore allowing them to be who they choose to be, resulting in a happy union. Food for thought, hey? So let's quickly look at what is really outside of your control. So a really obvious scenario would be, okay, so this person has passed. How on earth can I take ownership for that? Now, on this side, again, we must take ownership, but not for our part in how that played out. It's about how we react to that scenario. Thankfully, there's only a few scenarios like this that we have zero control over. So really, the premise of this video is to recognize that you are choosing the path that you are taking, the path that you are living on. So very long story short, the reason you continue to be in a loop or the loops or stuck in this rut requires you to turn the mirror on yourself. Be more honest than you have ever been. Recognize where you are blaming, finger pointing, shaming. Time to take a look at self. Ladies and gents, I hope you have found this useful. Please do hit the thumbs up if it resonates with you, and comment where your known loops are, obviously, if you know of them. Or maybe this has just triggered you to recognize that you have loops that you didn't realize that you had previously. Could be chocolate, could be sex, could be anything. I'm going to link back to a video I did earlier in the week called What's My Purpose? I hope that you will enjoy that also. I've had some incredible feedback on that video so far, and I've actually got an extension of that video incoming soon, guys. So do keep an eye on my channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Much love all. Have the most beautiful day.